And we are back. Welcome, guys. My name is DK, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the 4-game NBA preseason DFS slate on Draftkings. Apologize for not uploading over the last few days. Again, just been super busy. Got preseason NBA, NFL. Recently just switched platforms as well, so it's been a lot. So again, trying to get videos out there every day for you guys. Yeah, preseason's been going very well so far. Already up over 30 units on player props this month. We like to see that. DFS has been solid too. And yeah, hopefully we can keep it going for this 4-game slate. If you guys are interested in signing up for more content, you can check out my premium content linked in the description over on OddShopper. But basically giving player pool, roster construction video, live stream before lock, posting every single piece of news that I find on all these teams. All that goes over on OddShopper. And then also doing player props too for Preseason Underdog. It's been going well. The Cleveland trolled today, man. That was a little bit frustrating. They said that everyone is going to play on the roster. And then the starters came out and played the second half for no reason. Also, the starters literally could not miss. So we had unders and some of the Cavs. That was pretty tilting, but nothing you can do when coaches lie. All right, so let's get into the video. Let's not waste any more time. So we'll start off here with Washington and New York. So we have every one of these teams we've seen at least once besides the Kings. So for the Wizards, no Saddiq Bey, no Malcolm Brogdon. Last game, we did see starters play low 20s minutes, 22 minutes for Poole, 24 for Coulibaly, 22 for Kuzma, 22 for Sarr, only 16 for JV. What was it? That day, was that Sunday or Monday? I hit every single prop besides JV Pierre, who like hooked, missed by a couple. He shot like 1 of 6 or something. It was pretty tilting. You did see some of the young guys play decent minutes on the bench. That's to be Carrington, Keyshawn George, Johnny Davis played 16 minutes, and then everything else is kind of relatively spread out. They played a lot of guys too. Bagley played 13 minutes. Vukcevic had a good stint, but only played 8 minutes. So looking at players and the price points, I mean, I like Jordan Poole, 6.9K. That does stand out, right? He's playing the point guard position. He's going to be the high usage player on this team. 16, 6, and 1 in 22 minutes. So definitely like some Jordan Poole. Don't mind Kyle Kuzma. As far as the bigs go, JV and Sarr, I think JV will be more productive point per minute, but I do expect more minutes for Sarr. Again, Sarr had a good game in 22 minutes, 15, 3, and 4. Coulibaly, no real strong takes. He's relatively cheap, though. And then off the bench, I think if I'm targeting some of these bench guys, it's going to be the rookies. Bub Carrington kind of had a bad shooting night, but he's the flat min price 3K. He'll play the backup point. Keyshawn George should get a good amount of run as well. So I think those two are viable. Now for the Knicks, we only saw the starters play in the first half. 13 minutes for Bridges, 15 for Brunson, 15 for Cat, 14 for OG, 15 for Hart. It was kind of weird rotation for the Knicks. The second unit just played insane minutes. 33 minutes for Precious Achiuwa in the preseason? 33 minutes? That is wild stuff. Landry Shamet played 27. Also, I apologize if I'm sniffling a little bit. I've been sick for like a week now, just a little congestion. So I apologize if you guys do hear that a little bit. But yeah, 27 minutes for Shamet, 26 minutes for Payne, 25 for McBride, 21 for Jericho Sims. Again, they basically just ran that second unit in the ground, and the third unit guys played a little bit. Kolak, Toppin, Sumo Kiki, guys like that. I would say since this is their second preseason game, that there's a decent chance that the starters do play into the second half. But hopefully we'll get some clarity on that before lock. So I think in the first game, the Wizards starters probably a little bit safer to target. But again, if the Knicks starters do play in the second half, all 5 in play, Brunson, Bridges, Cat, OG. I think factoring in salary, Cat and Brunson are probably the 2 guys I would like the most there. And then off the bench, they played the second unit a ton. Like Cam Payne, pretty decent point per minute player, 4.4K. Achiuwa played over 30 minutes. Miles McBride, expect a good amount of run for him. I think those 3 are interesting values here. Achiuwa, McBride, and Cam Payne, probably the preferred options on the bench for me. All right, so for Houston, we did see starters besides Van Fleet play into the second half. Now, you did see some guys rest for Houston. Ari Eason, Dylan Brooks, and Jeff Green all rested. I believe Lando, I don't know if he rested or was dealing with an injury. I couldn't tell there. But I would assume those guys are going to be in for this game. With that being said, of the main guys for the Rockets, I think Şengün is probably your safest bet, 8.7K. But again, a guy with a very high floor. The other main guys, Jalen Green, Van Fleet, Jabari Smith, all in play. Thompson started for Dylan Brooks. So if Dylan Brooks plays, I would assume he starts, and then Thompson shifts to the bench. But there's even some, like, the benching for Houston, I like some guys. Like Tari Eason, good point per minute. Amen Thompson, solid point per minute. And Whitmore's going to chuck when he's out there, right? So there are some interesting options here for the Rockets, assuming all those guys are in. Moving on to Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City, you did see SGA rest. Also, Chet got a little bit banged up. He only played the first quarter. Keep an eye on news there. They did say SGA is going to play. Payson Wallace, also a little bit of an ankle sprain as well. We'll monitor that. See if he's going to play. The rest of a couple other guys, the big Jalen Williams, Kenneth Williams. Again, Chet only played the first quarter. J-Dub only played the first half. But you did see the other guys play in the second half. That was Usman Jane, Payson Wallace, and Aaron Wiggins. And then they gave the rookies good run. Dylan Jones, 26 minutes. AJ Mitchell, 24 minutes. I think if Chet can't play, you'd probably get Hartenstein starting. Hartenstein was very productive off the bench. So again, we'll keep an eye on the Chet news. If he's out, Hartenstein looks pretty good. SGA. The concern with SGA, I guess, is we haven't seen him yet. So there's a decent chance he only plays the first half. Again, hopefully we'll get some clarity there. But if we see a similar rotation to last game where some of the main guys only play the first half, then these rookies look good again, right? Dylan Jones, AJ Mitchell, the Flatman Price, they got a lot of run. So those are definitely guys I have my eye on, especially if Casey Wallace doesn't play too. Orlando and San Antonio. So Wanakar Jr. Dealt with a bit of an ankle injury. We'll monitor the situation there. But the starters played all in the second half last game. Low 20s minutes for most. 22 for Paulo, 20 for Franz, 20 for Wanakar Jr., 22 for Suggs, 17 for KCP. And the minutes are relatively spread out from there. They played a lot of guys. Anthony Black saw 23 minutes. But outside of that, they basically played everyone on the roster, which is not ideal for the bench unit. But the main guys here, I have Anderson Paulo for sure, 8.6K. Expecting him to take a leap forward this year. So of the main guys, I prefer Paulo to Franz. No real strong takes on Suggs, Cole Anthony, reasonable. If Wendell Carter Jr. is out, would assume it's either Mo Wagner or Goga Batadze gets the start. And then those guys would also see more minutes. Jonathan Isaac only played one shift, which was a little bit annoying. He did not play in the second half. He only played one shift. But I also think Isaac would play more if Carter Jr. gets rolled out. He could also start too. So like the guys that benefit the most if Wendell Carter Jr. can't play would be those bigs. Mo Wagner, Jonathan Isaac, Goga Batadze. Batadze had a huge game in very limited minutes. The Spurs, they did rest some guys. We saw no Vassell, no Collins. Wembayama sat, but Vassell's still out. Zach Collins, I believe, is out as well. But Wembayama is expected to play. Now the Spurs, again, starters all played in the second half. So I would assume that Wembayama plays in the second half, but not a guarantee. And obviously Wembayama, amazing point per minute. So I have interest in Wembayama. I think there's a slight chance he only plays the first half, but since we haven't seen him yet, but if he plays in the second half, he is a smash play. With Wembayama in, definitely downgraded the other Spurs, right? Like Sohan, Keldon Johnson, guys like that. You saw like a massive outlier game for Champagny, who went off last game. Don't think we can expect that again. 22, 7, and 1. Definitely can't expect that. Sandro Mamukla-Shvili, I think is a decent value play. He's kind of the backup 5 there. Again, they're a little bit short in the front court. No Collins. Bassey expected out as well. So Sandro Mamukla-Shvili, I think, is a decent value play. Would expect Wembayama starts at the 5 and Mamukla-Shvili gets the backup 5. His last game, they actually started Harrison Barnes technically at the 5. They ran kind of a small ball. Also, Chris Paul sat last game. He is in. My worry with Chris Paul is he's almost 40 now. So there's a good chance he only plays the first half. So that's the downside there with Chris Paul. Move on to the final game here. That's going to be Golden State, and that's going to be San Antonio. So for the Warriors, we did see Steph and Draymond only played the first half, along with D'Anthony Melton. Some of the younger guys did play in the second half. That'd be Kuminga, Jackson Davis, Podziemski, guys like that. But the minutes were very, very spread out. No one saw over 20 minutes. The Golden State beat writer usually pretty solid, so hopefully we'll get some clarity on minutes before lock. My assumption right now is you will see these guys play one shift in the second half. And those younger guys probably play a little bit more. Guys like Kuminga, Jackson Davis, Podziemski, guys like that. With that being said, Steph Curry, 8.2K, obviously always in play. If we know for sure he's playing in the second half, decent option there. Minga, Podziemski, Jackson Davis are the guys that I probably expect to play the most here for Golden State. Factoring in salary, I think Jackson Davis is probably your best bet there at 5'2", but can't go wrong with Kuminga's high usage player. Podziemski shot like 1 of 30 and hooked me the other night in a player prop. Really tilted me. But again, he is going to be out there a good amount as well. Other than that, though, I don't love a ton else. Quentin Post got some garbage time run there. He's the Flatman Price, decent point per minute. But again, expect the minutes to be relatively spread out from there. And then finally, the Kings. So the Kings are the one team that we have not seen yet. In the first preseason game last year, the starters did only play the first half, and they really spread out the minutes too. Basically played everyone. So right now, I think it is relatively risky to target any of these guys unless we get clarity that they will play into the second half. So, Sabonis, Fox, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Monk, guys like that, right? If we know for sure they're playing in the second half, then yeah, obviously like Sabonis and Fox would be the top options there. Herder, Lyles, McLaughlin, not expected to play here. If the starters only play a first half, then I think some of these younger guys are a little bit interesting. Keon Ellis, 4.2K, would expect him to have relative value usage. You have, Mason Jones and Kobe Jones, some guys that I was playing in the summer league. Mason Jones, decent floor, held the ball in his hands a good amount. Boogie Ellis is going to chuck when he's out there. So you could have some of these, young guys be interesting contrarian values here for the Kings if the starters do only play the first half. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Like I said, I'll have a ton more in-depth content posted on OddsShopper tomorrow. Player pool, video, live stream, all the news. That's all over on OddsShopper. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. But thanks again for watching. Good luck, and we'll see you all in the next video.